We shall commence this module by studying about role and types of stockbroker. A broker is a person who acts as a facilitator between buyer and a seller of financial instruments. He is the one who might act on behalf of his client in performing any transaction. Here, we are more concerned with stockbroker. A stockbroker is a person who is usually associated with a brokerage firm or a dealer who buys and sells various kinds of securities or stocks for their clients through a stock exchange in return for a fee or commission. Stockbroker knows how to the trends of the Indian stock market. He keeps up-to-date knowledge of the stock market. A broker is a person or entity who is a registered member of the stock exchange. A stock broking firm is the connection between the investor and the stock market. The firm's role is to obtain the unsurpassed price available for the investor's shares, whether they are buying or selling. A stockbroker can also deal with all the paperwork involved in transactions in stock, such as gilt-edged securities and shares, which leave the investor free to give attention to his or her investment strategy. This person or entity is the ultimate facilitator who carries out stock market transactions on behalf of the investor. According to SEBI Stockbroker and Subbroker Regulations 1992, a stockbroker is member of a stock exchange and requires to hold a certificate if registration from SEBI in order to buy, sell or deal in securities. After going through this lesson, you will be able to understand who is a broker, who can become a broker, functions of a broker, types of broker. Now we will learn who can be a broker. A person with required financial capacity can start with his brokerage firm by registering with SEBI. The minimum educational qualification required to become a stockbroker is a graduation with at least 2 years of experience in a stockbroking firm. There can be sub-brokers and dealers also. Sub-broker is a person who practices on behalf of a registered stockbroker and can trade under the membership of a registered member of the stock exchange or a stockbroker's membership ID. A sub-broker, the previous stage of being a broker, needs to have passed the class 12th standard to be eligible for his job. Dealers are hired by sub-brokers to input their trades on stock exchange portals. A dealer is the person who enters the trades on the computer on behalf of the broker or sub-broker. Now, we will learn how to become a broker. A person with a good knowledge of economy, its ups and downs and good command and analytical skills of numbers can become a broker by registering itself with the stock exchange. Following procedure is followed in that regard. I repeat, sending application for registration. Every person who wants to become a broker shall seek a certificate of registration from the board for each stock exchange in which he seeks to operate. An application for grant of a certificate of registration as a stockbroker shall be submitted to the board in Form A of Schedule 1st through the stock exchanges of which he is admitted as a member. This application is presented to board by a stock exchange within 30 days of its receipt. Next, consideration of application by board. The board may require the applicant or the concerned stock exchange to furnish further information or clarifications regarding the trading, settling or dealing in securities and matter connected thereto. To consider the application for grant of a certificate will satisfy itself regarding the eligibility of applicant, whether he has necessary infrastructure, his past experience, whether he is subjected to any law, whether he is financially able, satisfies the minimum net worth a node deposit requirements as specified in Schedule 6 for the segment for which membership or approval is sought. The applicant or his principal officer may be required to be present before the board for any clarification. Next, grant of certificate. The board, on being satisfied, may grant a certificate of registration in Form D to the stockbroker and send intimation to that effect to the stock exchanges of which it is a member. Next, rejection of application. In case the application is rejected, then board shall intimate about it to the concerned stock exchange and applicant within 30 days of such refusal, stating the grounds for rejection. An applicant whose application has been rejected may apply within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of such intimation to the board for reconsideration of its decision. The board shall reconsider such application and will communicate its decision to the concerned stock exchange and applicant. Next, payment of fees. On acceptance of application, a person is required to pay fee and in such manner as specified in Schedule 3rd or Schedule 5th as the case may be. Next, approval for operation in segments of stock exchange. Approval for operating in segments of a stock exchange shall be granted by the concerned stock exchange. A stockbroker registered with the board who desires to operate in any segments of the stock exchange of which it holds a membership shall apply to the concerned stock exchange in the manner specified by the board. On receipt of an application, the stock exchange shall, on being satisfied with the compliance of provisions of the regulations and other relevant eligibility requirements specified by the board, grant approval for operation in any segments and shall inform the board about such grant of approval. Now, we shall discuss the functions of a broker. Broker is a person who is a link between buyer and sellers of stock and securities. He is the one who guides an investor about what to do and how to do in a stock market. A stockbroker is not merely a person who juggles stocks in the market, but is a thorough analyst of the current economic trends. A person with a keen understanding of the economy and good ability to crunch numbers can consider becoming a registered stockbroker or share broker or trader. Buying of stocks for client. One of the fundamental tasks of a stockbroker is to buy stocks on behalf of his client. He may do this in different ways depending on the type of account the client has. In a discretionary account, the stockbroker buys stock for a client based on some pre-arranged guidelines. In an advisory account, however, the stockbroker only advises a client on what stock to buy, while in an execution account, the stockbroker only buys stock that the client has specifically indicated. Selling of stocks for client. The other responsibility a stockbroker has is selling stock on behalf of a client. Just as in the case of buying stock, the stockbroker can only sell stocks of a client based on an account that a client signed up for. If a client has an execution-only account, the stockbroker can only sell a client stock when asked to do so. If a client has an advisory account, a stockbroker can only advise the client to sell his stock. While if a client has a discretionary account, a stockbroker has some freedom on selling the stocks based on a pre-arranged guideline. Analyzing of companies and stock. A stockbroker may do technical or fundamental analysis of various stocks for his clients. A broker may study various financial reports and other information related to various companies. He then advises his clients regarding the future prospects of the market. That is, whether market will be bullish or bearish in future. A stockbroker also advises our clients about which stocks he should buy to add to his financial portfolio. He also guides him when to buy or sell or retain the shares. Providing assistance to clients. A broker may provide assistance regarding the accounts to be opened, forms to be filled, and various rules and regulations to be followed by an investor. Types of broker. There can be following types of broker: full service broker and discount broker. Full service broker. A full service broker is the one that helps to guide you and develop an investment strategy that best meets your goals and objectives from investing. He is the one who listens and understands the needs and requirements of his client and then guides him about the various investment options that best suits their client. A full service broker executes trades for clients but also provides research, advice and retirement planning and tax assistance. A full service broker also provides service and expertise in wealth management services. This expertise can be extremely useful to investors with complex financial situations. They provide personalized service as well as advice on what to buy and sell. Some examples of full service brokers: Sher Khan, ICICI Direct, HDFC Sec, India Bulls. Next are the advantages of full service broker. First, it provides an investor a detailed and deeply analyzed guidance before investing. Many people who want to invest are not good at analyzing stocks, and in such a situation, these brokers are a great help to them. Second, full service broker develop a separate investment scheme for separate clients based on their requirements. Third, they provide personalized service and advice on time to time regarding which shares to buy, sell or retain. Next, disadvantages of full service broker. First, full service broker charge a heavy fee for their services. Second, most of these brokers get commission when investor buy or sell, so they might advise for unnecessary buying and selling. Third, there might be conflict of interest between broker and investor. Till now, we have discussed a lot about full service brokers, but this full service broker can be divided into two types as follows. First, advisory broker. Second, discretionary management broker. Advisory broker. Advisory brokers, as their name suggests, are the one who not only buy and sell securities on behalf of their clients but also gives advice to them regarding the investments. They are the one who give financial consultancy to their clients while investing their money. Some of the advisory brokers or companies providing such services are Edelweiss Insurance Brokers Limited, ARK Primary Advisors Private Limited. Advantages of having advisory brokers are as follows. The main advantage of having an advisory broker is that they offer guidance and advice to clients. They keep on guiding them from time to time regarding their investments. Advisory brokers can help by providing access to in-depth information and analysis on a particular company. This information can be very useful before investing by the client. An advisory broker can understand the investment goals of the client and guides how specific investment and strategies can help you in reaching your goals. Next, disadvantages of advisory brokers. Advisory brokers are actually people who get commission for every sale and purchase and a fee for their advice. Therefore, they might mislead the clients to increase their commissions. These brokers are costly than other brokers. Advisory brokers provide advice and guidance along with the performance of the act of buying and selling shares. Thus, they are costly. At last, advisor is dealing with your money, so he might be not that much careful and may make poor investment. Some brokers may engage in churning, that is, buying and selling shares to generate commissions. Thus, Investor must be careful if there are too many buying and selling. Next, discretionary management broker. These are the brokers that take complete control over the investment. These brokers take decisions on behalf of the customers and provide only periodical statement to the customers. These are very expensive. They are usually taken by big business firms. Here, the investments are bought or sold for clients without any consent of theirs. However, these brokers are not very popular among individual investors. Sometimes, broad guidelines are set by the client regarding trading in the account. For example, a client might only permit investments in blue chip stocks. Discretionary management differs from execution only and advisory because you hand over responsibility for the running of your portfolio to the investment manager. In practice, the manager can make, buy and sell decisions without gaining your prior approval. Advantages of discretionary broker. Discretionary management is the most suitable service if you do not feel you have sufficient time or knowledge to manage your portfolio. Portfolio will be tailored to investors' specific requirement. A lot of time is saved as every time investor is not bothered about his investments and when to buy and sell. Disadvantages? It is very difficult to find a good discretionary broker who could understand the investor's needs well and could make appropriate portfolio. An investor apparently has not much control over where his money is invested. An investor may always be anxious and worried that his money must not be misutilized. Now, we shall move on to discuss the discount broker. The world has become a global village and these days investors can carry out capital market transactions from the comfort of their homes through internet by just clicking their mouse. With information technology, an investor could also monitor his investment in the stock market from home. Financial information is now largely disseminated real time online while transactions are concluded speedily. Thus, many people are now interested in investment brokers who just do the task of buying and selling on their behalf. Discount brokers are the one which provides brokerage service at a very low cost as compared to full service broker. They do not provide any personalized service to their clients. They do not give any personal advice to their client. Being cheaper than the other type of brokers, they are affordable by many investors. They are like, do it on your own. Here, an investor himself do all the analysis and search regarding different securities and for his buying, selling or retaining decisions. Some of the discount brokers in India are Zerodha, RKSV and Trade Genie.ss. Advantages of discount brokers. First, the main advantage to an investor of having discount broker is the lower commission that he is required to pay. Second, since they don't advise, therefore, there is no unnecessary buying and selling of securities. Third, established discount brokers offer extensive educational materials at their offices or on their websites. Next, disadvantages of a discount broker. First, they are not beneficial for those investors who have no knowledge of buying and selling of shares and stock market. Second, they offer less customer service as compared to full service broker. We shall now recapitulate what we have learned so far. A stockbroker is a person or company whose business is to buy and sell shares of his clients. Most people using stock recommendations from brokers look ahead to the broker to suggest correct investments so that it improves their portfolio's performance. On the basis of these expectations is the understanding that they will act in the best interest. The legal term for acting in someone's best interest is called fiduciary responsibility. But a stockbroker does not share any fiduciary relationship, and thus one should be very vigilant and cautious before acting on broker's advice. Although an intermediary, but they are very important to deal in stock exchange. They are the medium or link through which we can buy and sell securities. Their importance cannot be neglected. One could choose from wide variety of services being offered by stockbrokers as per their needs. Thank you.